just wanted to give you a chance to respond because I know the news conference, they had a lot of people protesting and the word never quite got out to what it was. So we appreciate your time, Officer Joseph.
Ready? Go. I'm Senior Lead Officer Joseph, just trying to clear up some misconceptions a lot of people are putting out there about the proposed injunction. This injunction that we're working with the city attorney with has zero to do with someone's social status or homeless status. Nothing to do with it. It only has to do with people who we've identified through very, very thorough process who are coming down to Skid Row from outside of the Skid Row area, whether it be South LA, Pasadena, wherever, to prey on the vices of the homeless community. That's it. That's all. In order to meet that criteria, you have to have certain things. A, you have to be from outside of the area. You know, that's one. B, you can be a gang member or you can be associated with a gang member, but if you're coming from outside of the area to sell drugs, that can get you on a list. Also, one of the biggest factors is you have to have 2 or more arrests within a 5-year period near the service providers, near Skid Row, coupled with being from outside of the area. That's the criteria for you being on the list. It has nothing to do with people who are homeless here. You can't walk up next to a drug dealer, shake their hand, and end up on the list. It doesn't work like that. That's a myth that a lot of people are trying to put out there to derail it. You can't be guilty of association. We know who we're looking for. We've been doing really extensive research on it with the city attorney's office. So no, we're not randomly picking people and putting them on the list. We have overwhelming evidence of this, of the activities individuals are involved in, and the goal is to create an environment conducive to change for people trying to benefit from the programs such as the Union Rescue Mission, LA Mission, James M. Wood Center. Everybody knows there's drug programs, but how can you get clean when the drug dealers coming from the outside are flooding the streets with narcotics and sometimes forcing or using willing participants within the homeless community to sell drugs? Okay, that's impossible for people to change when that's happening inside and outside of these facilities. So the point I want to make is being homeless will not get you on the list. Even if you're homeless, and let's say we find out you're homeless and you happen to be selling drugs here, that's not going to get you on the list. If you're from outside of the area and we've identified you through arrest, okay, a certain amount of arrest within a certain amount of time, that's the 80 people that's on the list, and that's it. You know, and people are trying to make a molehill into a mountain, but most people I talk to in the community are for what we're trying to do.
What happens if they are on the list and they're found here in this area again?
Once the injunction has already been filed, but once the judge approves it, if we get the green light, which I hope we will, what happens is we serve the individuals on the list. Once they're served, if they come within a certain boundary that's been identified by the city attorney, they will be arrested on site for violating the court order, violating the injunction. That's it, you know? So what we're trying to do is not arrest them first. We're trying to serve them and say, okay, we've identified you as a drug dealer. You need to leave the area. If they leave and don't come back, we can't arrest them. If they come back and violate the order, we'll arrest you for a misdemeanor, which can carry up to 6 months. And we're going to do it every time until you decide, you know what, maybe Skid Row isn't the place for me to come serve cocaine. Maybe Skid Row is not the place for me to make homeless people sell drugs or whatever, or sell drugs near service providers. That's the whole goal, is to create a better environment for people to change their life in Skid Row. That's it. That's what it's always been about. And that's focus is specifically on people from outside. Yeah, it was pretty sad what happened that day. Sad because we really wanted to let the community know exactly what we're trying to do. And that's what everybody said they wanted from the start. Why don't we focus on drug dealers? From the start, be transparent. Tell us what's going on. And that's what that was about. And it was sad that people tried to shout down the voices of people who were really have a hand in trying to help get the homeless better, like Andy Bales and other people who have a direct involvement in drug programs to help homeless, you know. So it was disappointing that they would disrupt the process. I wish they would have listened to it first before they started chanting. I could have lived with that. But, you know, hey, you know, people feel like they have to do what they have to do based on their worldview, and to me sounds a little selfish, but it's life.
Thank you very much.